Hey everybody, it is Erin Reed, and today we're going to learn how to take some regular pumpkin and we're going to do paint pouring on them. The kids made 2 of them and I made 1, and so without further ado, let's jump in and I'm going to show you how easy and fun it is to paint pour on pumpkins. So we're going to start with 3. These are what you call like these little cutie pumpkins. These are from, it's like 75 cents to $1 at your local grocery store. These are real pumpkins, and we went with the nice small ones. This is also like your baking pumpkins. It really just depends what you want. So we're going to clean these off, get off any little extra dirt, just a little bit of damp paper towel. And we didn't go too huge. We didn't go with the giant ones, but you totally could. Another option for this particular craft is that you could use the fake styrofoam pumpkins. This one came from Dollar Tree, but there's lots of fake pumpkins out there that you can totally decorate and use that instead of doing real ones. So this is an alternative if you'd like to do that. To keep a nice clean workspace so I don't completely mess this up, I've started off with my silicone mat just to protect my bottom. And then I have a baking tray that I put plastic wrap in because I can throw that away. I have a paper plate because we're going to do more than one pumpkin. We're going to do one for each kid. I'm just going to do something to kind of elevate my pumpkin so it doesn't sit, so it has a place for everything to kind of drip. Now it's time to prepare our paint. To make your own paint pouring medium, it is super simple. Take whatever acrylic paint. This happens to be a Folk Art multi-surface. This one's in patina. We decided to use that. And we're going to have a couple other colors. And then we have a pouring medium. This is also by Plaid. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. So super simple. So we're going to take just a little bit of paint. We can always make more. So a little bit more. About like that. Again, we can always make more. If you want to go out and measure it, that's fine. I'm kind of looking for a specific consistency, and then I'm going to pour in about what I feel is a 1-to-1 ratio. Just some sort of stir stick, something to kind of get the paint going. And if I feel like, oh, that's a little too soupy or not quite the right consistency, then I can always redo it. That's just way too soupy. It's just too liquidy, so I'm going to put some more paint in. It's okay if you're not 100%. What you really don't want is you don't want anything too thick because then it won't pour. You can also do a popsicle stick instead of what I'm using right here. And at this stage, you can also blend your colors. So you can take a couple of different colors and you can have fun with that. So what I like to do is I like to save some of my old bottles. So these are older ones that I've already cleaned out and like to reuse them. And so as I'm paint pouring, and these ones already have all the mixture to them, so these are set to go. And then if I want to change the colors, I can always add more tints. But as you can see, these are the colors that are in here right now. I do always have one really big one that I keep for white because I use white probably the most. So that's the one because you can obviously tone down colors and mute them and so forth. So my daughter's the one who wants to do this paint pouring. So she's decided these are the colors that she wants to use because you want greens and blues and get purples and pinks, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so basically she's just gonna start mixing this. We're gonna do this as kind of like a dirty pour. So she's just gonna add away. There you go. And glass jars are awesome because we just clean out our glass jar and we have a lot less waste instead of wasting plastic containers. So we tend to use glass containers quite a bit.
That'd be good.
All right, so she's got her mixture ready to go. And do you want to like leave that as is, or do you want to like mix it up a little bit?
I think I want to do that as is.
All right. All right, so we got our pumpkin all set up. Basically, all we're gonna do is we're gonna take the bottle and we're gonna pour going around to keep our stem as kind of intact as possible. So I'm gonna tilt the pumpkin just a little bit, it's actually facing towards her, and she is going to drip, and then I'm gonna turn it for her.
Ooh, it looks good.
Now you have to make a decision. Do you want to let it drip and see some orange, or do you want to fully coat this pumpkin?
Fully coat the pumpkin.
All right, so we're gonna let this sit right here. And here's the best part. This is where the kids can have a blast. You can come in and you have all this beautiful paint. All you have to do is kind of come in
like
and just
paint.
finger paint on the way down. So this is her pour. She wanted to completely coat her pumpkin. It looks absolutely awesome. We're gonna let this dry. I put it on another clean plate, and there is gonna be some more drippage, so I don't wanna let this sit too terribly long because you will get the pumpkin sitting onto the plate and then it's gonna rip and pull the paint off. So maybe just another hour or so and then transferring it to another cleaner plate, so hopefully we don't get the paint pulling off. But it's drying time for this pumpkin. So my son Brandon, this is his options. He decided to go with a little bit of all the colors. We've got some of that patina, we've got red, we've got blue, we've got yellow, white, and he's got his pumpkin ready, so go for it. So just look how cool this is. I absolutely love it. He wants to see a little bit of some of the orange peeking through, and so he wants to leave it just like this. So we're gonna let this guy dry, and then we're gonna do our last pumpkin. As you can see, I changed up some of the bottles. We're doing all greens and blues because those are my favorite colors. They're also my oldest sons who didn't want to do it, but I'm gonna make it for him anyway. And then I also used up the rest of this light green that I have here. Actually, I'm just gonna dump out whatever is possibly left in here. So this is definitely gonna be like a teal blue pumpkin, which does serve a purpose. If you guys have ever heard of the Teal Pumpkin Project, it's for kids and people that have food allergies. So you know at their house you have safe foods or non-candy treats when they go trick-or-treating. This year, everything's a little bit different, but we're still gonna try and figure out some way to pass out stuff. So I'm gonna quickly do my little paint pour here. So we're gonna pour this around, and I'm gonna do a full pour, meaning I don't wanna have any little nooks and crannies left over. Oh, look how pretty, you can already see it. So I really wanna cover my entire pumpkin. And so I did a nice big batch of paint inside my pumpkin here, or in my jar. So I'm gonna do layers and layers and just really coat. I don't wanna see any of that orange on my pumpkin. It's so pretty, I'm already loving it. Ooh, I just like it oozed out. It's so pretty. I absolutely love this pumpkin. I still have some paint left. And there is methods for doing extra pours and extra fun stuff with the additional paint. There's tons of videos out there, and so you can do like swipe methods and all kinds of cool stuff. But I just wanna give you guys, look at that amazing goodness that's left on that container. You could totally like dip something else into there. You could do background papers. But today we're just working on pumpkins. We're gonna let all these dry, and we'll be back and I'll show you what they look like after having one full day of drying. So we have let these pumpkins dry. This is Catherine's pumpkin. Look at that, I love this. And as it dried, what happened to some of the white that was in here?
The white turned into pink because this red sinked into it.
It kind of has this peachy color to it now, right? Isn't that cool? And I loved it. So what we ended up doing is we let this sit on a little piece of parchment paper. And then to make sure the bottom dried, we just turned it over and then I laid it and the bottom ended up drying. And so now we can place this wherever we want and it is good to go. And then here is Brandon's pumpkin. I love it. And his white that was right here really turned kind of a peachy color because it was overlaying some of the red. So as it dried, it really seeped in and turned this. So it really blended in with the orange. So now the orange doesn't look as striking. It all blends and it looks awesome. I love it.
It looks like a caramel apple.
It does look like a caramel apple, doesn't it? And then the last one is the one that I made, and I made it look like it was from the Teal Pumpkin Project. These are my favorite colors. I absolutely love them. So because it didn't have any of the red, the white stayed as white. It might have taken on a little bit more of kind of the tealish colors, but it really has some really, really pretty kind of coloration going on. So we are super happy with our pumpkins. They are awesome, right?
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for joining us and learning how to do some paint pouring on top of pumpkins. Super great kids craft, but it's just a craft for every day and they are fun. You don't have to use a real pumpkin. You could use a Dollar Tree pumpkin or one of those styrofoam pumpkins and you would have the same effect and it would look awesome. So don't forget, links are down below where you can find all the yumminess that go along with these pumpkins. And I hope you guys please subscribe, hit that bell button, and we'll see you guys again soon. Bye everybody.
Bye.